If you're a managed service provider or value-added reseller looking to spin up a cloud practice today, ArrowSphere offers you a comprehensive platform in a box free of charge. We have a host of advanced features from analytics, billings, operations, and for a full demo, please watch the video linked in the description below. So I'm keen today to spend a few minutes just talking you through the value of the ArrowSphere platform to a managed service provider working with Arrow. ArrowSphere is our cloud brokerage platform. It's very mature now. It's been running for the past 3-4 years. We have somewhere in the region of 500 partners transacting monthly through the various programs available. ArrowSphere is designed to take away a lot of the pain that a managed service provider or a reseller has when entering the cloud market, primarily around billings, operations, but also breadth of line card. We find that partners we work with who are working direct today often are spending huge sums of money on their own billings platforms, and those billings platforms ultimately do deliver value, but they don't deliver breadth. With ArrowSphere, any service provider working with us can access 27 vendor programs, and we're adding to that all the time. We have 32 developers working out of Paris who keep the platform up and running, and we're always listening to partners for feedback on what functionality they would like to see coming from the platform, but also looking for new vendors which you as a partner may not have heard of. All partners gain access to ArrowSphere for free as part of our service, and over the next couple of minutes and the next couple of videos, I'm going to take you through some of the key functionality of the platform to give you an indication of how it may be useful to you as a business. So I'm logged into ArrowSphere now, and what you're seeing is the view that you as a service provider will see when you log into the platform. Initially, you're given a view of all of the programs that you subscribe to. And as I say, it's very easy to jump into the system and log in and subscribe to any program that you see useful to your organization. So when I jump into the Programs tab of ArrowSphere, I can see what I'm subscribed to currently, but also what I could subscribe to as a partner if I want to start delivering a new solution or technology. So let's say in the event that I want to transact some Red Hat CCSP licensing, it's simply a matter of jumping in, clicking on subscribe. This is going to give me all of the information about the program. It's also going to give me my licensing portal links, as well as my program website, some further information, various program levels, and then it's simply a matter of showing the requirements. And once I have met these requirements, I tick my boxes, I hit subscribe, and then I'm good to go and start transacting. Simple as that. I think when I look at ArrowSphere today as a platform, we've had a rich heritage in delivering hosting license programs. But as the managed service market evolves toward hyperscaler technology, we're incorporating a lot of new features to address that new delivery mechanism. And I'm going to talk through some of those in a little bit. First one I want to show you is a couple of the more advanced features that some of our partners use around simulation. ArrowSphere could be seen very much as a reporting tool. If you're a partner subscribed to a hosting program, your commitment is normally to log into the platform at the end of each month and report your usage. As you move forward though, I think ArrowSphere should be seen by our partners as a sales tool as well. Within our catalog, we have a tool called IaaS Finder. IaaS Finder is an aggregation tool. I like to refer to it as almost the compare the market of public cloud platform. Partners can come into this tool set as a salesperson and specify the high-level characteristics of an environment, and this will go off and it will compare the pricing across all of the hyperscaler platforms that we have available, whether you be looking at AWS, Azure, IBM Cloud, Oracle, etc. It's obviously an estimate based upon that environment being switched on for the entire month, so 720 hours. However, you can use it certainly as a baseline with your customers to pick the right platform for their workload or solution. As we move on from that, you can become more advanced. So we have a tool set called Stack Builder. Stack Builder is for a service provider that's looking to build repeatable solutions to take to market. So within this, you can start to build out multiple layers. So service, that can be support offered by Arrow as a chargeable item. It can also be partner services, software, so anything available via the ArrowSphere catalog, and an infrastructure layer, which could be hardware aligned if you're looking at a hybrid environment, but also hyperscaler aligned if you're looking at a public cloud platform. What this will allow you to do is save repeatable solutions into your stacks, and then your salespeople can always log into the system to see up-to-date pricing on anything that you want to deploy into your customer environments. So probably one of the most important features which we've just released is called My Cloud Portal. My Cloud Portal delivers end-user self-service to our partners, allowing their customers to log into the system and not only purchase new licensing and services, but also manage their existing licenses. So if you're a reseller looking at Office 365 from Microsoft, part of your challenge is around cost of sale. If you're deploying to customers who have 10, 15, 20 seats, and each time you need to make a change to that, you're having to do that manually, that massively erodes your margin. By deploying My Cloud Portal, your end customers are able to log in to a white labeled service, so it will look like your website. They are therefore able to manage their own services, up and down their own licenses, but also purchase your services almost as a shop or a store. So any stack that you build within Stack Builder can be deployed into your end user marketplace as well as part of My Cloud Portal. What I want to show now is just a little bit around how to quote. So as your salespeople come into the platform, you're able to load in each of your customers individually. So if I select a customer here, it's going to build me a blank quote. Now this is relevant because another big overhead of delivering your own managed service is metering and billing. Often if you're working directly with a vendor, you'll be receiving a single line item that an operations team then has to break down per customer. With ArrowSphere, we allow you to load each of your customers into the system, and then we will bill you individually per customer. This is a huge time saving, allows you simply to take our invoice, add your margin, and send that straight out to customers. So once I have a blank quote, I can start to add product into that quote. This is going to give me an overview of everything available in the catalog. So I have my IaaS and PaaS layers, I have my SaaS levels, and I also have any hardware licensing which can be deployed via ArrowSphere as well at the bottom. So let's take an IaaS quote, and I'm going to provision here an AWS environment or a platform. Once I jump into the catalog, I'm going to have two options. I can either create a blank account because all build work is ultimately done in the AWS portal, or I can start to get some indicative pricing using the data center map here. So if I choose the EUDC, this is going to give me a breakdown of every machine type available via this data center. So we're breaking them down into the letters, but also into the optimized groups. If you're not familiar with that, you can therefore start to add these machines onto your quote, and this will give you indicative pricing based upon the machine being switched on for the entire period. Obviously with cloud licensing, and particularly public cloud, all of the metering is done in the public cloud by the vendor. So we're API'd fully into AWS's systems, and therefore when you provision a service, it will be up and running within 30 seconds, and you're then able to go in and build. If you have resource templates, you can load them into ArrowSphere, and then we will deploy the resource automatically, allowing you to build out repeatable and fast deploy solutions. Exactly the same goes from a SaaS perspective. So if you're a provider looking to deliver any of the products available via ArrowSphere, whether it be Microsoft licensing under CSP, BitTitan licensing from a migration perspective, or anything else available here, you can jump in, and this will give you a list of all of the different licenses. It's simply a matter of clicking what you need, defining the quantity, submitting that, and again, it's all API driven, so this will then go and provision that for your customers. So when you've deployed your first customer environment, whether it be an IaaS environment or a SaaS environment, ArrowSphere has a number of functions which help you to manage that environment and gain control of it. So what I want to show you now is our IaaS Analytics function. IaaS Analytics is a really powerful tool set, which we believe is incredibly unique to Arrow as well. What you're seeing on the screen today is the previous month's consumption against a customer account, and also a following month's or current month's usage to date, and also a projected maximum and minimum consumption as well. This is really powerful because one of the challenges that you have as a service provider is ensuring that your spend against each customer account is in line with your expectation. So the budget line here is shown at 450, and we can see that the projected consumption for this month is likely to cross that. So we will be sending a notification to you as a service provider to say, we're on day 15 of the month. We believe that you will hit your budget limit on day 22. Do you want to do something with this? This gives you an element of control over your environment. As we move down, we also give you some additional visibility into what's actually running within each customer tenant. We can see here, this is a virtual machine heavy environment. And one of the questions we get asked quite a lot is, how do we break down which internal projects the customer may be running are using which resources? So as you build your environment, you can start to tag each resource against a specific internal project code. This will allow us to send you this data and export it, and therefore you can bill your customer based upon which of their projects internally is using what resource. Finally, I'd like to show you daily consumption. This is a fairly flat environment, but again, it's useful because it will show you whether an environment is being managed correctly. For example, on this, we would be questioning why this environment potentially isn't being spun down at weekends and why it's such a flat profile. It can be filtered again, as per the vendor categorization above, by subgroup, name, cost center, internal project code, again giving you some more visibility into what each environment is doing. So to summarize, hopefully you now have a good understanding of the value that ArrowSphere as a platform can deliver to you as a managed service provider or as a reseller. It simplifies your billing, your operations, it gives you advanced insight into analytics against your customers, and it also provides you with a full end-user self-service portal. In addition, we hope that you'll engage with us on ACE, our Arrow Cloud Enablement Program, which is a structured engagement to help you build a profitable and sustainable cloud business today.